Hello everyone, this is RetroZuki81 and I'm coming online to you today to present myself on the internet in a shorts video. So what recently has happened to me is, yes, I've been fighting very hard for getting my intellectual property, getting um, my royalty money that is supposed to be owned by me owning the intellectual properties, and that's a plural. Uh, in a sense, it's plural because it really is. There's a lot of things I accomplished the year in 1995 from a martial arts degree, and I consider it a martial arts degree, and it's my very own unique Sioux martial arts degree. Like, Sioux means the martial artist that learns on his own, that, he earns his own respect. He earns everything on his own. Like, it's done from his own works, from working hard or just training or just doing it all himself. So if you consider a Sioux art versus a Do art, what they consider Do art, like Karate Do or another Do art, Taekwondo, Tang Soo Do, that alone, those Do arts, what are they? They're considered this. Like, let's say I take a martial arts class, and let's say it's karate, some kind of karate martial art. Well, what I'm doing, I'm going through the duration of the class, and when it comes time for testing, all that the Do martial art means for that is the one gup or the one Q or the one, whatever they would call it. I don't know if they call it a Q, but they probably would call it more like a maybe gup, or maybe if it's Japanese, they might call it a Q. Not sure if Q is only signifying Sioux art in Japan or what really, but I know Gup in Korean is supposed to be like a Do, but maybe it just signifies like Gup is Korean, and maybe Q is known to be Japanese. I have to really know more about the context of that. But what I'm saying here, if I had a Do art, what that would mean is I go through the class, I learn just the required material, and I pass it. Then I'm certified in ninth Gup, 8th Gup, and then when I get to Dan, first Dan, second Dan, yes. I know actually in Shotokan karate, that is considered karate do, there's like 2 or 3 forms I need to know. And if I learn them, if I teach them to myself, I'm considered a Shotokan karate Shodan. Shodan, first Dan, black belt, and Shotokan, because I already know all the other things for knowing this martial art. Anyway, yeah, it appears that's one system I found online. That now Shotokan is a ancestral martial art of this Tang Soo Do that is popular in Korea and popular around the world too. Yeah, so anyway, these martial arts, what I'm coming online to tell you about this here, this may not be a shorts video, so I want to just reinforce the truth here about this video, and to really actually interpret the truth about what's going on in my life here. So I recently had been trying to apply and myself to like to getting these rights for intellectual property, royalties, and other things that I, trying to represent myself for the claims, like these patents and things that I'm supposed to be having all these years. Now, it's not right, and it's, in my mind, it's really, really terrible. It's wrong that I or anybody for that matter would have to even go through the terrible things, the horrific, horrible things I went through all these years, not having the respect I earned long ago. Now, this is the problem with this. See, this karate federation that I'm proud to be a part of anyway, because well, I mean, how to say it, like I'm an old school martial artist anyway, and I do like Chuck Norris. He's also known as Carlos Ray. Why do I like Chuck Norris? Well, there's many reasons, and for one, I'm a fan of Bruce Lee too. But I know he was friends with him, So I like him. He's also born the same year that the Grandmaster that thought I was special in 1991. I remember I trained there. I don't know if he knew anything about me before or whatever, but I only had like a month of training, and they made me Kurayuki in a month. Because, I mean, maybe I'm not supposed to say that, but the moves I did, if I can do a jump front kick, I can do that. Well, they said do it with two legs. I did it with two legs. And do the elbow salt, and all those different moves that Kurayuki does. Well, I proved it. And then I was owning a red and black jean jacket, denim jacket when I was a kid. Now, I don't know if that jacket was out there somewhere. If it's not like, given away to somewhere or someone, wherever it is, there was a real jacket, and I didn't take a picture, but somebody took a picture of me wearing the same jacket. Now, that jacket actually, one of the Dons or somebody, they actually took this jacket and borrowed it and said they wanted to show this to the Grandmaster. He thinks your martial arts are special. He thinks you're special in karate. He took this and he showed the teacher, the Grandmaster, and they were using this likeness of red and black because, see, Kurayuki wears red and black sometimes, but he also wears a red and black bracelet. Now, they had planned to make me somebody long ago, but for whatever reason, certain people didn't accept me as this guy, and people got in the way. They were always supposed to stay out of the way and let me live my own life. Now, it's just not my fault that these things have not worked out the way they should have. But if they would have if people would have just, like people get jealous of people that are good in these martial arts, and they get jealous of people that do these martial arts. It's just the way martial arts is. And I don't like to really bring light to it, but I have to speak the truth at times. Now, that being said, it's terrible history that I have, and this is Detroit. I want to do everything I can to get the hell out of here because it's not where I want to be anyway. Unless this Detroit become human, really technologically advanced, there's something more special about it than the special history here. Because I have special history here too, but I'm not getting respected for it. I'm not able to do anything with it. There's people in my family that don't respect me for it. They laugh at me. And what am I going to do? Punch them right in the teeth? Am I going to hit them? Kill them? No. That's the problem I have. People offend me in my own family that don't respect me for this talent. People that are not my friends, or they say to my friends they don't respect me for this, I'm really offended. So I have to get out of the situation, leave the area or somewhere, and do this somewhere else. It doesn't matter to me if I'm the age I am, which I don't consider myself old anyway. But this is something I've always liked doing. And the problem is, when somebody's not respected for this talent, it's a special talent, and it's useful in different situations maybe, but it's something that can be useful to entertain people, to inspire somebody else to do martial arts, to be in the military, to be, someone in authority. That's part of the reason I wanted to be a martial arts movie actor. I like to inspire others. I was inspired by some people that I trained with, and especially JCVD. I was very inspired by him. But there's reasons why, going back in my history, that these things didn't work out. So, yes. So, you have to excuse me, everyone, in a way. I'm fighting off a cold here. So I'm online just really, mostly to tell people I'm seeking an attorney for my claiming these things, and it's, how to say it, I'm just suffering at times, not having the money I need, not having my respect in life, because this is something, it's like a special degree I earned, special certification. So I looked up fight choreography online and how to represent myself as a fight choreographer. Now, excuse me. So this certification could have been used long ago, and I know I graduated high school late, but it could have been used when I was graduating back in 2002. I could have used this as PLA, and that means Prior Learning Assessment. There are universities out there um, that would accept this degree as substantially, not just substantially, but very impressive, because at the time, see, my reputation was still fresh and real. Now, it's been recorded, it's been made, and, I would not want anything to happen to the recordings of this, these videos, because this is what makes my life special too. And it's not for someone else to be jealous and just destroy these things. Like, who do people really think they are to do this to me? It's like different reasons why people would do this. And I'm not going to say why the reasons are, I think, because I know it's really offensive too. Being in Midwestern part of the United States, it's crazy. The things I go through, or maybe a relative might go through, or someone, like, wow, well, I mean, I'm not just going to go back to Mexico. I'm not just going to go back to somewhere else where I'm not respected there, maybe, and I don't want to be there. And, I'm not really supposed to be there anyway. People, you need, you got a brain, just use your brain, and don't be an idiot. I mean, I don't know what to tell people. If they're that stupid, go back to school. Go to college and be smarter than smarter than you're behaving, and just do it. Because why would I'm not, how to say it, like, it's not for me to be like, accepting that, because I am not accepting that. And I'm not going to accept, what I've been denied of all these years. That's another problem. So to me, I'm supposed to be like a very wealthy, prominent, special person after 1995. During that year I was, and after I earned it, I was supposed to have a lot of things, a lot of rich, powerful things in life, special people in my life. I'm not supposed to be nobody. So this intellectual property is special. It doesn't mean that I'm like, how to say it? I mean, it doesn't mean I'm not supposed to be respected. I mean, but like, this is something that I invented. I invented all these things that I'm claiming. And the titles I'm given is what these Don teachers had in mind to do something more with my life. They had high hopes, high expectations for me. So, I don't see how somebody or people would just get away with misrepresenting the reputation of Ryan M. Salazar. It's wrong, it's disrespectful, and it's not acceptable in my book. In my mind, I don't accept that. Like, to be disrespected. And that's another reason I don't like living in Michigan. Like, if this is the way it is here, and whatever people left the state and spread rumors around the planet, it's just not acceptable. Because it's not acceptable to discriminate against anyone. It's just wrong. And if you look up in the American Bill of Rights, we have the 14th Amendment. Look it up. I have the right to a fair court trial and fair hearing, and I have my human rights all being disrespected. Like, none of this is right. So, that being said, thank you everyone for tuning to my YouTube channel. Thank you for following me, everyone, on Facebook. Yes, I'm going to record another video after this. Definitely a shorts one. And thank you. I'm Richard Rizuki 81.